Welcome to the Wheels World podcast. It is currently noon at it's 8:26 today. I am here with my coffee and my little tuxedo cat, Socks, who is trying to find a way to cause havoc. Yes, he is. So traditional publishing is eating itself. I truly believe that. I see more and more now. More and more we see the flaws of traditional publishing, especially with the rise of things like AI and then the normalization. See, I think there's something we don't talk about, and that is the normalization of smut in young adult books. Um, the biggest one, which I'm late to this party because it was a big fiasco to begin with, and mostly it has died down, but it is still definitely a problem. Was the Sibylline book? I think that's how you say it, Sibylline, however you want to say it. And it having a let's just say spicy scene with a dead body. And it was marketed to 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds. That is, in my opinion, just one of the many flaws of the publishing world. Um, Things have become like the standard for things has really, really dropped. You'll read you know, you'll read a trad pub book, and you're just like, I don't know if, I don't know if this guy should have been published. I think that's why a lot of people now are gravitating towards indies. I think for the longest time, the idea that's my dog in the background, Ladybug, she's the bug. Anyway, I think for the longest time, I think the idea was that traditional publishing was a mark of mastery. And what I mean by that is I think people, I've heard people say like, "Oh, I don't want to be self-published because I want to know if my book is good." I worked with a girl once who she told me that. She was like, "Well, I don't want to self-publish because I want to know if my book is actually like good, if it's actually worth anything." And that's just not true. I think the biggest thing that a new writer needs to know about a publishing house, which I'm not knocking it. I'm an indie, but I'm not. I think there's many roads to the same place. If you get an agent, if you want a traditional deal, by all means do it. I am not knocking it. I'm just saying that the status of the industry currently is bleak. It's grim. And Going back to my point, yeah, they say like, "Oh, I want to know if my book is actually good." Well, in reality, being traditionally published does not mean that your book is objectively good. What it means is that you wrote something that an agent vibed with, and the publisher likewise vibed with. But the thing is that you have to understand that the publisher is not here to make your dreams come true. Um, they don't care. They don't care about your dreams. What they care about is making money. I think if you go into the trad world with that mentality of like, okay, I need to also be a businessman, I think you can really succeed. I think you can do really well. You can, negotiate your terms, negotiate your rights. You can really get out there with it. I have a friend who recently published her second book. I believe it's out now. The first book is called The Griffin King. Second book is called The Harpy Knight, and the series is uh, the Chaos Constellation, and I'm talking about Sarah Omer. Uh, Absolutely phenomenal writer. I read Griffin King back. Gosh, I think I read it back in like its prototype days. Um, but yeah, it's a phenomenal book, and something like that, which is absolutely great. Uh, gets lost in the mix of, you know, garbage. Because what it is that it's subjective. That's really what it is. There's no like standard. So you can have a really good book published by the same publishing house that a really bad book is. It's just, it's just who you get. It is essentially based upon the opinion of some executive. No, the reason I brought up the sibling thing, yeah, I know it's tried and true. It's all gone. But I saw it in the library recently. Every time I see it, I throw up in my mouth a little bit. Um, like I see it in the library in the like new children's section, and I'm like with all of the backlash, excuse me, with all of the backlash that this book got. Let me get some coffee. Ugh. With all the backlash that this book got, and I mean it was a like rabid, it was a rabid backlash. Like there's no way that the publishers, it was so bad that Good Morning America took it off of their list and was off of their reading list and was like, "Oh, we didn't know." See, that's the messed up part. We didn't know. It was just slipped in there, just right under our noses, slipped in there. And like a parent who does not read YA fiction, coming into, oh, I want to buy my daughter or buy my son a book, and this is a 12-year-old, and they think, well, I don't want to buy him The Hobbit, which buy your child The Hobbit. Your child needs The Hobbit. Anyway, I don't want to buy him The Hobbit. I don't want to buy her The Hobbit. So I'm gonna go look, and then they see the cover of Sibylline, and they're like, "Oh, this looks cool. This is a cool cover," and bam! Now your child is uh, victimized to a necrophilic scene. But what I was saying was, yeah, it makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit to see that book on shelves because it's like, how have they? Why? Um, yeah. So I actually have been wanting to stream. I've been wanting to stream, but I don't really know how. I have OBS Studio right now. That's actually what I'm recording off of at this moment. And I have a new sound booth now. So recently, it's been a second since I did a car cast or any sort of podcast whatsoever, but yeah, so I recently got married 2 years ago. That's not recently, that's the joke. Anyway, yeah, I got married 2 years ago, and so I moved into a house, and we have two pups and two cats, and I have a new sound booth. So it worked out well for me. Uh, so switching gears from the absolute cluster cluster junk that traditional publishing is in right now. I want to talk a bit about. I actually would like to talk a bit about Griffin King, because Sarah does such a phenomenal job with it. So if you like fantasy, but you don't like it when it's always set in a like European setting, like a medieval European setting, you will like Griffin King. And I really wish I could have Sarah on, which I could probably make happen. But yeah, so yeah, it's a fantasy. It's a very like political games, a war, uh, but it's set in like a Persian setting, an ancient Persian setting. So that's kind of cool. At least I think that's kind of cool because you don't really see that. You did see a little bit of like an unorthodox fantasy. You saw it really well with Kwong in Poppy Wars. I did not like Poppy Wars. I read I read the Poppy Wars, and then I read the Dragon Republic, and after that, I just didn't care. I didn't care to finish it, and strike me down. I mean, I know that Kwong has a rather cultish following, but yeah, smite me, man. I didn't like it. I didn't like Rin, the main character. She was she was not a good person. She was garbage. And now in Kwong's defense, I hear that that is the purpose of Rin, that you're not supposed to like Rin, but it was so centric to her character that I just was like, I don't. It also felt, and crucify me, but it also felt like that book often uh, was gruesome for the sake of being gruesome. Yes, it was supposed to capture war, but also it felt very shock factor. It felt like, it was just exuberantly dark for shock factor. I mean, that's just a minor complaint. Poppy Wars was a really good book, though. I really liked the magic system in that book. Very phenomenal. So currently I'm working on book 3 of my Sword Eye series. Recently what has happened is I started making video games, which now when I say recently, I mean like in the past month. I think I started in July. I started making video games. I make like Fire Emblem-esque video games. I'm working on a game right now that is all monochrome except for the characters, and I'm gonna get like some oil painting. I'm gonna do it on my graphics tablet. Do some like oil painting and make every creature like oil paint. And I kind of want to do an overlay of oil paint. Yeah, I just want it to be kind of like a cool little experimental game. My games are very short, but I do enjoy making video games. See, I can't make a long one. It's such okay. So if you ever wondered why your video games take forever to come out, it's because they take forever to make. They're massive, and it's like a story with math. I mean, it's D&D. Essentially, an RPG functions like D&D. It's an equation. It runs and it gives you a result. It's just like rolling a dice. Um, yeah, it's the exact same. Anyway, I gotta bounce. I have therapy here in a second. So yeah, this was really just like a sort of like a test to see if it was working correctly. Um, yeah. Anyway, uh, you can check me out at my website, williamfburke.com. Check out my video games on my itch page. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. All right. Peace.